Hey, what's up? It's all about the
No.
you. It's Michael Yo. Thank you so much for checking out the podcast, man. Really appreciate you. Comics on Canes. You know, I've been told I need to do this a lot more. And I know the season is kind of slow right now, so we're all kind of chilling. But I will pick it up because I know spring ball is right around the corner, so it will get picked up. We will do more shows. I've found some great friends in the Canes community, like Ben from You Heard podcast. What's up, my man?
What's going on, Mike? What's going on, Mike? Thank you for having me again, man. Let's just chop it up every week. Let's just do it. Let's go.
I love it. I love it, man, because I need to be more consistent, and I really want to do this every day because there's I don't know if it's like this with every Miami Hurricane. I mean, with every program, but Miami Hurricanes, man, it seems like always something's happening within the Canes community, whether it has to do with recruits, coaches, other teams hating on us. I mean, it's always something with Miami. Now, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And I know on the audio side, it's been kind of crazy right now because we've been going back and forth using different programs and stuff like that. So we will get the audio down in the next couple of weeks, I promise, because a lot of people want to listen to it while they drive. We will figure that out. And I'm thinking about just moving everything to Spotify so you can watch the videos there and you can listen to the podcast. So I will let you know on that. But in the meantime, like and subscribe right here. It really, really means a lot. All right, Ben, let's jump into it, man. I want to start with one of the stories that was kind of dominating over the last couple of days, and nobody really knows where it is right now. Hey, what's up, Joshua Leonard? What's up, my man? Thank you for listening. Appreciate you. Looking like that soul R&B singer, looking like Bobby Brown back in the 80s. I love it. Will Harris.
Jones.
Right? Will Harris, we all know we kind of stole him from Florida, came to Miami, seatbelt. As soon as he left, seatbelt decommitted from Florida. So we're like, oh, this is great. We could get some other recruits from Florida. Or it's just a good look to take somebody from Florida. Now there are rumors that he could be going to the NFL. Saints, we're hearing Saints possibly are interested. I want to start with Will Harris, but we got to talk about Kevin Beard and also Damian Lewis. What's your take on Will Harris? Where are we with that?
I mean, the last thing we heard is what Gabby Urrutia tweeted out from 247 Canes, that he's in the building, right? Like, look, that
doesn't mean anything.
No, it doesn't mean. It's first of all, Mike, it's never meant anything with coaches.
You know, coaches, let me tell you,
coaches are the OG transfer portal.
Let me tell you what made me upset is everybody reported Gabby, and I love Gabby, but he said he's in the building. That is not a report.
Could be.
He's at that. So
he's
what?
There. He's there.
Okay, but is he going to stay? Is he going to leave? Yeah. Just saying he's in the building, or by Gabby saying he's in the building, does that mean he's in the building to stay, or he just showed up to work today, or he's cleaning out his office? Like, I need more than a blanket statement. He's at work.
That's all. But you know how the way the staff works and the way that building works, the little crumbs of news you get is what you're gonna get, and it doesn't mean anything. Like me and Joe were talking about. I was like, position coaches by far are the original transfer portal, right? If you remember a couple years ago, Kevin Steele like went to Maryland or someplace, and Mario was like, "No, you're not." He was there like a week. It was like, "No, come on." Like this happens all the time. So
look at what's his name, Marshall Guidry. Guidry was the same way. So he went to Marshall. I mean, he went somewhere, and we took him out of that situation to come to Miami. So
yeah, it doesn't stop, man. Like till the ball is kicked off in September, I don't know who this coaching staff is gonna have because it can happen, right?
But we both have to be on the same page and say we need Will Harris in the building at Miami just for the look of it.
Yeah, I love the petty. Of it. First of all, taking him from Florida was dope. Also, their copium and their spiraling was like, oh, he's not that big of a deal. You're gonna lose him to the NFL. So either he wasn't a big deal, or the NFL wants him. It can't be both. You can't have it both ways. Like, we took him, he wasn't a big deal, but now that you're gonna lose him anyway. Fam, what are we talking about here?
Well, that's Florida. Well, you got to remember, Florida fans, they have no teeth. They got that Billy what is that called? Billy Ray Cyrus haircut from back in the 80s.
Yeah.
You know, so you can't really expect much from Florida fans.
Really.
So he did coach in the NFL. Look, the
Mhm.
only reason, if I was a coach, and I'm not a coach, but if I was a coach, I didn't want to deal with all these kids, the NIL, I mean, it's tough to be a college coach or recruiter right now. I would want to get out. So I can understand going into the NFL because you're dealing with real men that everybody's getting paid and nobody really cares about that. Where I heard a story, Warren Sapp the other day said Mario wanted him to work 20 hours a week. 20 hours a day. And he was like, nah, fam. That ain't me.
Coach Cristobal, Mario does not fuck around, man. Like he doesn't sleep, so he doesn't expect his staff to sleep. That's why, like, when he does his interviews, I just assume he goes, yo, you ready to just not sleep for the next 12 to 18 or 24 months? And it's bananas.
I love that hustle, right? But I don't know if that's good, man. I don't know. I think you could be losing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. We got a lot of people commenting. Thank you so much for all the comments. Just going to go through some of them. 818 Cali Kane, what's up, fellas? Yo and Benny.
Shout out, Cali.
Been out with, what's up? I hope you get well. I hear he's staying. You sound like Gabby. You hear do you know he's staying? What's going, so he's in the building? Tell me what's going on, Joshua. Stop lifting. Thank you. Plank time. Stop listening to you. That's what I'm saying. I don't even, but let me tell you, I think there's some smoke behind the NFL thing. And let me tell you why. Because Will Harris, Damian Lewis, go to the Canes Instagram. They still haven't announced them. Why is that?
They're usually, this is the good thing about it though. This ain't even like shelter for them. They're usually very slow to announce their people. Like,
really? Because they did the defensive coordinator right away.
Yeah, he was the anomaly though. Like, usually they'll wait till like spring where they'll drop the graphic 2 days before the spring game, which is what they've done the last 2 years. We're like, bro, like everybody's like, he's in the building, he's already there, he's coaching. Why don't they just put the graphic? And then which leaves us in like that up in there, like, yo, do we have a coach? Do we not have a coach? And we as fans start spiraling. But yeah, the Coach Heatherman was put out there because they knew how mad we were about Guidry. They're like, yo, listen, we moved on. We got somebody. That's not a typical move for them, and it has never been. And they're what? This is their 4th year, right? And they're 3 years prior. They've never announced somebody that early.
So you saying they announced Heatherman because the Sharks were circling. We were circling. Yeah. We need new meat.
Yeah. We need somebody else because it was. He's never, even the firing of Guidry, he's never done it that quick. Usually you hear like, oh, he might be moving. You start hearing little drips, right? Like, oh, he might be moving on. We'll see. Then like 72 days later, they move on. You know what I mean? Like it's always been a slow drip. That's the fastest he's moved on staff ever. But yeah, like
I love it.
Yeah, I need that shit. Listen, man. I'm like Credrick said. I cut my Grammy off, as you don't see how I see it. I cut people off the moment. The moment I'm done with you. Hey, listen, we good here. Let's have you move on. I don't move, but he moves differently, which is weird because Cubans, as we are, right? Like we don't stay in one place too long. Like they're like, hey man, you know what? See you when I see you, bro. I'll see you around. Wish you the best. He moved differently this time, so I appreciate.
And I like it. He needs to move because you'll lose coaches. You know, he's taking too long other times. What's up, Poke Kane? Thank you for checking in. Let's see who we got. Brother. IMAX. What's up, fellas? Mike and Benny Boondocks. You heard, you know it. All right. Before we get to KB, I want to take that before we even get to KB. I want to say thank you for everybody watching the show. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. We love the super chats on this station as well. Thank you, Plank Time in the past, for your super chats. But Ben, Will Hanks staying or leaving? What's your take?
I think he stays. I think he stays because he goes to the league. He could go to the league next year. He was already there, right? Like, because that is a big part, Mike, what you said earlier, like the NIL and all that, like person management and you know what I'm saying, position management is a lot for 17, 18-year-old kids to have that kind of money. You know what I'm saying? Like, you still need to like understand what that level of money is to be able to deal with it. So I think for this year, I think he stays.
I will agree with you. I think he stays. Everybody in the comments, leave your comment. Let us know if you think he stays, if he leaves. What's your percentage on it? I give it, I'm kind of bullish on this. I give it 80-20 he stays. What if you had to put a percentage on it, what is it for you?
I'll go with you. I'm with like 85-15. I think
85-15?
I think he hated. This is just me speaking because of my hatred for that school. I think
Yeah.
he hated how things were handled up in Florida for whatever reason. Because you don't make a move like that to somebody you're gonna face. Because he
Yeah.
could have gone anywhere. He could have gone anywhere. Will Harris is a name. That's 14 years of coaching. He could have
Yeah.
gone to the league, but he's like, "No, I'm gonna see. Oh, y'all think I'm not that good? All right, I'll see you in September. Tell me I'm not that good then."
It's nothing like sweet revenge for a team you had it out for. You know what I mean? That it went bad. So I'm excited. I hope he stays, man. I think it'll be huge. Stay 1 year, Will Harris. Let's get this ship right. Let's get those defensive backs right, and then you go to the NFL if you want.
Fact.
You know.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this. Is the one that bothers me though. Syracuse is interested in him.
Yeah.
Rumors are he wanted more money. They haven't come through with it. Now these are all rumors. These are all rumors. We don't know, but we do know Syracuse is definitely interested in Kevin Beard. Man, let me tell you first off, if you lose Kevin Beard, that is probably the biggest stab. You know, to me, losing Kevin Beard is bigger than losing Jason Taylor. I know Jason Taylor has the coat. I know Jason Taylor is a Hall of Famer. I know Jason Taylor runs that defensive line. But let me tell you something. Kevin Beard is special. He knows how to get receivers. He knows how to get the best out of receivers. Because we remember, just go back 3 years ago when they were dropping everything. 3 to 4 years ago, they couldn't catch a cold. The only person that could catch was X. And that was been consistent his whole career. So when Kevin Beard came in, all that stuff got cleaned up, man. The receivers look a lot better. I mean, when you have 3 receivers over 500 yards, maybe even close to 4 receivers, I mean, the dude's doing things. So Kevin Beard, you pay that man what he wants. Pay him what he wants. And I hope it's just a rumor. What say you, Ben?
He can't leave. He can't leave the building. What? So this is where I go with it. We had a big back and forth yesterday about position coaches and all that in the You Heard chat. You Heard group chat. He can't leave. We talk about X, but X caught everything, but X couldn't stay on his feet before Kevin Beard came in. Let's keep it all the way a buck. The development he did with Zay Horton, the JG, if you ever got his mind right, wish him the best in the league. Like the development was there across the board, without a doubt, and he cannot leave. You give him the money and you give him the title. If he wants a co-OC position, you give it to him. You don't have one now, so it's not like you'd be taking it away from somebody. He is incredibly important to the staff. Just he can't leave, man. It's the biggest loss. As cool as it was to take Will Harris, losing possibly KB would be so much. He's the biggest loss to me on the staff. I'm just because I'm a fan of him.
Plank Time, thank you for the super chat. $20 coming through. Plank Time says can't keep anyone at home. Good luck recruiting at Syracuse. I don't think he better not be leaving. Is Plank Time trying to tell us he's going to leave? I hope not.
I hope he's so
wrong. He can't leave, bro. But here's the thing. Florida receivers ain't going to Syracuse. His strength, his superpower is Florida receivers. That's a main reason. He don't want to, hey, you want to come to Syracuse? Even though Syracuse has a good pro. No, Florida people don't want to go. They'll go to Ohio State because it's Ohio State. These Florida receivers, they ain't going to Syracuse.
I could not imagine choosing Syracuse as a person. I would never as a trip would want to go there.
No.
The money has to be vastly different because you got to think of taxes. It must make it up in a crazy way. But yeah, whatever they offer, match it and give them more.
The only thing I can see with Kevin Beard is if they said, we're going to make you the receiver coach in maybe an assistant offensive coordinator. I don't even know what that job is. You know what I mean? They got to make up a title because look, on the coaching game, just like in any game, it's all about titles. So once you get a title, what happens is they can't go below that budget anymore. For instance, I'm a stand-up comic. So once I have a price, if you go under that price, then other people will know and say, hey, why'd you go under that price? So you got to keep your same price and also build on top of that because you never want to go backwards after you build a name. Plank Time, thank you so much for the love. Thank you so much for the $20. I appreciate you, man. We're going to put it back into this podcast. You know, we're going to pay Ben the big money. You know, we pay him millions to be on the show. So there you go. And yes, good point, Joshua. High school kids love KB too. That is absolutely 100% true. Polk Kane, staff got to be on the same page when it comes to wide receiver recruits. That could also be a point of yeah, that's true. But look, you had the #1 offense in the country last year. Why would you want anyone? Pay the man what he wants, man. I don't care how much it is. That's easy for me to say when I ain't got no money.
It's not our money.
But pay him.
Yeah.
Pay him. Let me ask you this.
The money.
This was a great question from Joshua. He actually hit me up on text. He's a friend of mine, and he goes, if Cam Kitchens, and this is the Joshua Leonard art I'm talking about, he hit me up on text. He said, if we had Cam Kitchens and James Williams this year, would that defensive backfield would have still struggled as much as it did?
It wouldn't have struggled as much as it did. I mean, it couldn't have, because we had you saw the safety play.
It was the worst. It was the worst.
It was the worst. The entire secondary was bad. That would have been, because you got to look at like the games that we lost, right? What differences would they have made in those games? Cam Kitchens was a leader. You see how he played defensively with the Chargers, right? The Rams. Sorry, and yeah, man, like of course they would have made a difference. They would. I
think so too.
I think they make the playoffs if they have those two guys back there.
Because put it like this. They would have stopped one of those touchdowns. Even if they would have just stopped one of those touchdowns in a game we lost.
All they needed to do.
That's all they needed to do.
Just one time, show up, tackle. That's it. Wrap up. Don't take a bad angle, and we're good.
But just think about this. If last year's team had Cam Kitchens, had James Williams, and Leonard Taylor, right?
Yeah.
He would have been on if he would have went senior year too.
He would have been on senior year. Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, it would have been.
Miami Hurricane players, you need to stop leaving so early. Come on now. That's why we struggled on that defensive backfield.
It hurt because we rarely have that fourth-year guy that sticks around that we know could make a big difference. And it sucks.
They rather roll the dice. A lot of them but at least it's not like, 6 years ago, 5 years ago, when they were just leaving and didn't even get drafted. That's it's like, what are you doing, man? Like, honestly, what are you doing?
I think it's big that Inez Cooper came back, right? Because Inez could have jumped to the league.
He could.
And, he could have gone, but he's like, nah, I'm gonna give y'all a fourth year. That was dope, because he could probably be a mid to late first round. You know what I'm saying? Mid to late pick in the rounds.
100%. Jay Stones, man, if KB does leave, I'm fine with the Canes going after S. Johnson. He already doing stuff with the Canes already. S. Johnson. Do you know S. Johnson?
I have no idea who S. Johnson is.
I don't know who S. Johnson is.
Anybody else? Say the full name, man. You got the comment. Like, you can't just.
I know they talking like me and Finesse on the show. S. Johnson.
Who gives a subliminal shot? Like, hey, but oh boy, with the hair would have been good. Like, who is that? I don't even know who that is.
Eldris Primus says, I disagree. He lives in the portal, no development. Horton didn't believe in his talent, overlooked him, and that's why he left. He's going to develop Chance, JoJo Moore, hopefully. Oh, so Eldris saying he didn't develop Horton, that's why he left.
I mean, that's not true. You could just look at the trajectory of Horton's production.
I agree.
Like, I get that. Like, he didn't make him great. He didn't make him, phenomenal. But like what Horton started at to what he was, he increased incrementally his production every year as like the fourth or fifth option. Like, I don't know. He wasn't number one. You know what I mean? But that was also, what did Kobe Young do when he left? Like, if we,
but you also got to remember, like, I don't think a lot of people understand this, and I'm sure they do, but they don't want to admit it. Horton should have been starting over Sam Brown. So whose decision you think that was? If you put that blame on Kevin Beard, then I understand that argument. But you also got to remember, Dawson, Sam Brown was his boy from Houston.
Yep.
So, I mean, and who was making that decision, really?
And what was the money, right? Like, that's also a question that has to be asked. Like, is Sam Brown getting 100, 200 more than Horton? Because, Horton's like, yo, man, like, I know I'm better than him. Or any player, I know I'm better than him, but you're giving him that, so now you got to give him that spot, which is a point of contention that we have all the time. Is like, is it the NIL and the transfer portal guy that you favor over the guy you recruited because you brought him in short? You know what I'm saying? On the short term.
100%. And a lot of fans don't realize that when these players sign deals, coaches don't want to say it, but there's some. Hey, I'm a play. I'm a start, right? I'm a start. Like it's an unwritten rule. Like if you get a guy, you're gonna start. Just like that's why they moved Akeem Mesidor to inside because they promised Tyler Barron, right?
Barron, yeah, yep.
To the defensive end, which ruined Akeem Mesidor. And people were like, "Well, Akeem Mesidor, this and that." I was like, "Yo, Akeem Mesidor is inside because Barron got paid a lot of money, and that was probably in his contract." And don't tell me NIL doesn't matter once they get on the field. It still matters. It still matters. Akeem Mesidor on that team last year would have been the best defensive end they had. And he's just like he was the year before with Ruben Bain. And this year you will see Akeem Mesidor kill it as a defensive end because they never should have moved him inside. But money, NIL, made him move inside.
Money talks. Money talks at everything we do, Mike. Everything.
Tell me about it. All right.
Money moves mountains, man.
Kevin Beard, where are we with him? What's the percentage of Kevin Beard leaving, staying where you at?
We're 10 days away. We're 12 days away from spring, so he better stay. Well, I'm going to go like 90-10.
I will too. I was about to say.
Yeah, I'm going to go 90-10. Yeah, I'm going to go 90-10.
If I'm Mario Cristobal, unless Kevin Beard asks for something ridiculous, which I don't think he will. I think he wants to be at Miami. I know he loves recruiting the Florida receivers. I think this is a big year for Kevin Beard to actually show people these are receivers you don't know, and I'm going to make them stars. Exactly. I think this is I think Kevin Beard, if he crushes it this year, he gone. You can't keep him. He too big then. He too big then.
Spot. He gets the OC spot after that. I give him an OC 100%. Spot. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, have to.
Polk Kane says 50-50. Star Florida says 90% on Kevin Beard staying. Polk Kane says 50-50. Please explain, Polk Kane, in the comments why you think Beard is 50-50. Please. Eldridge Primus, they could have paid Horton. We could have been set at wide receiver. No, see, I disagree. Eldridge Primus, and I said this before, and no disrespect, because I know these are people's kids. But to me, and I'm not saying he can't be, you pay elite athletes. You don't pay good athletes. Like if good athletes want to go and be good somewhere else, fine with me. Elite athletes leaving your program, that's a different. Horton, as of now, is not elite. Could it be elite? I'm not saying he can't, because I would never want to disrespect anyone's kid or disrespect the kid. But what I'm saying, at Miami, he's not elite. Cam Ward was elite, right? X to a certain point is elite in what he does and specializes in. That's why he's the number one receiver of all time at Miami. Elite. Horton, he wasn't undeniable because they still put, regardless of politics, they still put Sam Brown in front of him. You're telling me if Jeremiah Smith was at Miami, Sam Brown would be in front of Jeremiah Smith? No. Jeremiah Smith, elite. You would hate to lose a person like this. Horton, other players, it sucks, but I'm not crying about it because they're not elite. I think Akeem Mesidor at defensive end is elite. He can be elite. That's why I would hate to lose him. Ruben Bain, if he's at the right weight, is elite. Would hate to lose him. But there's a lot. There's like 50% of those players on Miami. If they left, good players, but I wouldn't be, we lost an elite player. I get upset when you lose elite players. Like when Louisville, I believe, lost KC Concepcion. What team was KC Concepcion on?
North Carolina State.
North Carolina State. You lost an elite player.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Those are the receivers I get up. Those are the players. Like Horton is no KC Concepcion. Not by any, not even close right now. Not saying he can't be. Not saying he can't be, but he's not at this point. So that's my 2 cents on that. All right. Going through these. Pokane facts, Callie Kane. What's Callie Kane saying? All right. Horton, not elite. He has potential, of course, but I wasn't upset to lose him. Yeah, I was bummed, but I was like, he's good. All right. JT Nickelback, what's up, man? There has to be a way to recruit, put the best players on the field. No, see, that's not how the game is, man. Because what happens is we want to say they put the best players on the field, but say there's a defensive end like last year, and you think he's going to be elite.
Yep.
And he turns out to not be elite, good, but not elite. But you already moved a guy that was just as good as him to play the defensive line.
Yep.
They've already started. It's hard to make that switch again because you already paying this dude probably $800 million.
Yeah.
The boosters are like, yo, you mismanaging money because it's bigger than what's on. Like, I hate to say this, it's bigger than what happens on the field now.
100%.
It's about boosters. It's about who put in money. What if Barron, one of the big boosters, was like, that's my dude. Like, I'm giving, I hate to even act like that happens, but guess what? It does.
That's the politics. Yeah.
That's the politics.
100%. No, you're 100% right on that.
Ghostface 22. Sam Brown was not elite. That's my point. Sam Brown was not elite, but he was still in front of Horton. So what's that make Horton? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have happened with an elite receiver. And I'm not dogging Horton. I hope he does well at Alabama. And I understand why he's going there. He's going to be on TV every weekend playing the SEC. But when you play the SEC, you got elite defensive backs. Elite defensive backs. And not necessarily elite quarterbacks, because I think the ACC has some of the best quarterbacks.
Yeah,
so,
I think they have the better quarterbacks for sure.
I don't even know if Alabama knows who their quarterback is. Be honest with you.
On that roster. No.
Yeah. All right. So I want to wrap up with another coach, and then we're going to quickly hit on seatbelt. Damian Lewis. So you don't think, I mean, we can agree that's 100% he's in, because I'm not hearing rumors around him at all, right?
He's locked in. He's good.
He's locked in.
He's in. Yeah.
I want to talk about seatbelt. Decommitting from Florida. Can we say he's a pretty much lock in Miami now? If Will Harris stays.
If not only if Will Harris stays, but you never want to say anybody's a locker because you want to still attack it with complete psychosis.
Of course.
You know what I mean? To show him. But yeah, like he's a man. If he's not a Kane, I am stunned at the end of this year. Whenever National start December, he's a Kane. Like as a podcast, like me, Poke, CB, shout out to Poke again. Me, Poke, CB, and Joe. Consensus, King. Consensus. And I would love it to happen soon, and then him and Dario Coma could just be, the chiefs of this recruiting class and just go kill it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's another one. Like they're in 7-on-7s and group chats. You know what I'm saying? And they got friends. And that's where the real recruiting and team building happens, right? Because the coaches can only do so much because they got their dead period. So, he a Kane, though.
I'm trying to figure out now if Eldridge Primus is a troll, because I don't get many trolls because I go back at trolls. Now he's saying some crazy stuff. We going by what Smith did at Ohio State last year. Miami still. So this man thinks if they had Jeremiah Smith, he would have played sparingly. There's a difference between elite athletes that come out of high school and good athletes. Jeremiah Smith, honestly, would probably had bigger numbers at Miami if he would have played, especially with Cam Ward as quarterback. Yeah. So Eldridge Primus, that is an ignorant statement. If you don't think Jeremiah Smith, a local hometown protege, would have been on the field with the best quarterback in the land last year and probably in the history of Miami, you are absolutely out your damn mind. That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Crazy. All right. So seatbelt, we get them. I'm going to talk to you like probably later in the week or next week. I want to do way too early predictions on the team, but I like to keep these about 30 minutes. Want to go through a couple of comments before we get out of here. You out your mind. Thank you, Pope Kane.
Talk to him, Pope.
My opinion that Horton should have been starting. 100%. I agree. Horton should have been starting over Sam Brown. But an elite receiver, this is my point I've been trying, an elite receiver would have been starting. They would have paid Sam Brown his money and been like, yo, you sitting. Because we got this dude named Jeremiah Smith or somebody elite.
it's not even that, right? Mike is like, if Horton, we're just using him as an example. If any receiver, they get somebody in the portal over you or at your position, they're kind of telling you what they think of you, right? Because like they want more security because you're not giving them that, and it's not just him; it's anybody, right? Like if they go get a linebacker in the portal this spring, they're saying something about that linebacker room. If they get another safety, if they get another defensive tackle, any of those positions, they're getting that because who's in the room they don't trust fully. That's what
100%.
It said in any portal at any time they happen. That's why they're like, oh no, you know what? We don't have enough.
Well, or in certain positions, I think you need a backup if somebody gets hurt. Not talent wise. Sometimes you need. Hey, people go to like offensive linemen.
Yeah.
You know what? We're not deep enough. We have great talent. Maybe we're not deep enough. We can't go 3 deep. Because when you know your football team is at its best when it's 3 deep, like Miami back in the day, the third back is going pro. Going pro first round. The third back is going first round. You know, that's
fourth
what
back
we need to get back.
There's a Hall of Famer in Frank Gore. That's just crazy.
Tell me about it. Crazy. All right, hey Ben, thank you so much. How can people find y'all? I know y'all going live in a couple minutes, right?
Yeah, we're going live at 6. We talking about we're 12 days out from the spring game. You know, you can find us wherever we're available. Wherever
not the spring game, spring practice.
Spring practice, yeah. We're a month away from that, right? A month and a little bit under a month. Yeah, March 3rd it kicks off. April 12th is spring game. So just doing a quick little breakdown of the positions. We're available wherever you get your podcasts. I'm one of your hosts, Benny Boondocks. I host every Sunday with Poe Kane, CB, and Joe every Wednesday and Sunday at 6 Live. And right after that, it's available on audio everywhere. And Mike, we can talk about audio right. We can talk about audio right after.
Likes me.
Poe Kane doesn't like loud.
Never wants to be on the show. He always like, I gotta work. I gotta do this.
I gotta lift the building. I can't make it.
I gotta call plays for
another protein shake
for Dawson this week. I gotta call the plays for Dawson. Yeah,
I gotta lift another protein shake. It's just he's very all over the place. You know what I mean?
He's probably drinking a protein shake right now. Like, I like right this now. Podcast. This really
this is very good. Ooh, this strawberry shake is fantastic.
What's that new flavor?
Oh, I'm gonna get texted like crazy. That's my guy though.
Like, subscribe to the podcast. We're over 1,500. Let's get to 1,600 soon. Hey man, I'll be doing this more because now, I'm on tour, but now I got a schedule now. I can get this done. So thank you for listening. Ben, everybody check out in an hour and a half, make sure you check out my Ben and the You Heard podcast. They're going to be going live too. So make sure you check them out on YouTube. Ben, thank you so much, homie.
Anytime, Mike. Anytime, brother. Be good.
All right. I'll see y'all next time. It's all about the you, baby. Later.